Hello, everyone. This is Khulud. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Khulud Shaban. I'm the CEO of Berkeley Middle East, and I am also ACMA, cgma. I will be looking after you, of course, in case you join Berkeley. And I will be your point of contact in case you have any notices, anything you would like to share. So you will all have my contact and you can communicate with me anytime. Of course, this is a session, introductory session for the management case study. I'm not sure you have come directly to the management case study, to the gateway route, or you have been with CIMA for some time. But in any ways, this is a very important exam. And we have very good sessions for all the case studies where we have our students passing in a very high percentages. Also, our trainer today who will be joining to explain you this through the session is his name is Asif, and he is also, of course, CIMA qualified. He is, in addition to CIMA qualified, he's a group finance manager too. So he will be in touch on both bases, the practical and academic part, which will help you also understand lots of aspects. I hope you enjoy your session, and at the end of the session also there will be questions, answers, where you can ask all your questions.
Good afternoon, everybody, and I'm welcoming you, all of you, for this interactive section for the this management level case study exam. So my name is Asif, as ma'am already told you, and I am CIMA qualified as well, and I have been teaching for last 10 years for the CIMA subjects as well, and I am associated with the Berkeley for last 7 years. I'm also have around 20 years experience in industry and working as a group finance manager in UAE as well. So I will try my best to give you the knowledge which I gain throughout the CIMA journey and throughout my career as well. So you will enjoy a lot. Okay, so today we will start our introduction section. I will tell you some. I will give you some brief introduction about the case study exam and why case study exam is very much important for the CIMA as well. Not only for the CIMA, actually this case study exam is important for everybody. Once we are growing in our career, CIMA is only a professional body who realize that beyond the numbers we need to know, we need to understand, because we are reporting to our bosses at every level of our organization. So CIMA has designed these course in order to cope this problem that, okay, beyond the numbers, what are the meanings of the numbers? What are the how we can analyze those numbers into the words? So the purpose of CIMA case study exam is to give you this knowledge, this ability to translate those numbers into the strategies, into the for your bosses to make decisions. So this is the purpose of the CIMA. Okay, so this is the management case study. I will show you. We will run through. I will give you that how we will prepare this whole case study during the coming days as well. What will be the exam format in a CIMA, and what will be, how much is the duration for the CIMA exam as well, what are the dates, and where normally we conduct the exams. Okay, you can see you are had management case study exam, and you can see with these slides. First of all, tell me, everybody can see my screen properly? Is it visible to you?
Yes, we can see, Asif.
Okay, thank you. Okay, you can see this is where we are at this level of management case study, as in real world. Everybody who is working in organizations, they work in different levels, from operation level to management level, and then at the strategic level as well. So currently, this exam is related to the management, where we have to analyze, we have to make the decisions for the management. Okay, so there are 3 subjects. All this case study is related to these 3 subjects. These subjects are, one is like managing performance, that how we can mechanize the, and how can make the decision implementation as well. And the advanced management accounting, this is related to your cost accounting and how we can analyze these costing figures into the meaningful to make the decisions. Then there will be the advanced financial reporting, analysis of the reports, because it's very important. The numbers cannot tell you anything until you will not analyze those numbers for the management. Of course, we required to see how much the profit we are making, and what is the percentage of that profit, and what is the industry profit margins. Are we going the same way? Are we going behind? These are the different analysis we have to do in this way. So in this case study, this will be an integration of all these 3 subjects which I discussed with you. Integration means the exam will be focused on, the question will be formulated on the basis of all these knowledge which you have. Okay, this knowledge is not necessary that you have to read these books, then you will able to understand the concepts, or then you will able to give the answers. In your life, when you are working in an organization, you already cope with these all issues. When you are working, you have to present different reports to your bosses, you have to present different analysis. So this will be same, and of course we will give you some key topics introduction as well related to these 3 subjects, which are the CIMA subjects. Okay, what are these 3 subjects as well? First of all, you can see E2 is basically managing performance, a business models and value creation. What is the value creation for a business? The value creation is basically how much benefits a one business is giving to all the stakeholders or all that business environment. Business never works in isolation, and all businesses have different people who are connected with them. For example, their employees who are working with them, they are their stakeholders. So a business who is performing well, definitely he will create value for their employees as well. Similarly, the suppliers who are working with this business, if the business is going well, they will definitely create value for the suppliers as well. Because when one business expand or create value, it will give you benefit of all the different stakeholders who are associated with their figure, with that business. Then as a manager, it is your responsibility as well that how you will manage the performance of the people and how you will analyze the performance of the people who are working with you as a manager. For example, you are a finance manager in a company, so what will be your role as well? Not only you will report to your bosses, to your directors, not only, and also you will have to analyze, you have to manage the people who are working under you. And as a CIMA member, this very much they will give you the lot of information that how you can handle the people in your organization, how you will handle the team, what are the skills required for a manager to lead his team to get the maximum performance of the team from by giving the different way, then managing projects. It is very important subject in E2, the management of the projects. It is very important. Why it's so important? Because if a project will be failed, of course all these projects are the core things which any business required to perform well in this. Similarly, then we have the advanced management accounting. Okay, in your previous qualifications or in your real life, maybe you already know what is the costing methods. Like there's marginal costing, there's the new advanced costing methods like ABC costing. What are the meaning of these costing? Why we do ABC costings? To manage how much each and every product is generating profit for us. The ultimate goal to manage those all. So this is you will understand that how we can handle this costing as well. Then capital investment decision making. In a business, when you are working in a treasury or in your finance department, we have to do some day-to-day tasks related to the capital investment decision makings. On which basis we will make the capital investment? What criteria we have to judge this capital investment is good for the company or bad for the company? Of course, every time we have 2 or 3 proposals, 2 or 3 options. So on which basis we need to understand which capital investment is better? Or maybe the capital investment who will give you the rapid return recovery of the investment. Okay, there's some businesses, maybe some investment proposals, they will generate the long-term benefits as well. Then controlling the performance of organization units. We in a company, when we have a lot of different units, we have to manage and control, and how it can be controlled. There will be different controls need to be set up. It will be how you can structure the different departments structure as well. Similarly, there will be a risk and control. With now real world now, this is very important to understand about the risk as well. Nobody knows about the COVID-19, and it was all of a sudden disturb all of the world businesses. So as a businessman, as a CIMA managers, you need to understand what are the risks and how you can control those risks as well. So identification of the risk is also very important. So we will learn that how we can identify the risk, and this risk will be related to the case study exam, which we are going to study in later days. And this case study is basically one replica of the different business which we have in real world as well. They will give you, and we have to analyze that case study. We will read this case study throughout. We will understand that what is the business of this the case study they have given, what are the risks, how we can control, which controls they already designed, whether we have to update those controls or no. So these things we need to understand as well. Then capital investment.
We will actually, before
okay,
the application,
when we talk about the investment, of course we need to understand to make those investment, what are the financial options we have, from where we can get finance. Of course, a very optimum or very best combination that where we can get the cheapest finance. But we need to understand what are our requirements. Maybe we required long-term finance or we required short-term finance. Maybe we required the loan from the bank. Maybe we have to float the shares in the market, or maybe we have to issue the right to the existing shareholders. So these are the all financing methods a company can adopt. All these methods are 100% perfect, but the most important thing, which suits to our company and which suits to that particular investment. Normally, this very clear criteria. If we wanted to invest in a long-term projects, we normally get finance from the long-term source. And similarly, the timing of the funds requirement is very important. So which will be the most quickly what we can get from the as a finance. Okay. Also, we need to understand what is our company structure now, whether we can afford more loan, more borrowing, or whether we can afford to issue the equity. So for that, we need to check our gearing ratio. What is our current gearing ratio? Gearing ratio is basically how much debt portion in your overall capital. Normally, this will be around 50%, maybe 45%. 45% will be the appropriate in most of the businesses. Then we have to see the financial reporting standards. We have GAAP and we have the International Financial Reporting Standards. We have to apply those standards in different way, and this is we need to understand as well. Then group accounts. This is the consolidated group accounts. How we can create the group? What is the goodwill for a company? How we can record this goodwill? What is the non-controlling interest? We need to understand the concepts of all these things. One thing I wanted to tell you, that you will not have to calculate anything in your exam. There will be no numerical calculation involved in your exam. Maybe you will have some data which is already calculated. You only have to analyze that data and you have to translate data into the words for the top management to your boss. So this will be the objective of your case study. So it is very clear, as I'm telling you, there will be no numerical calculation will be in your case study exams. But you cannot translate the numbers. You cannot make any financial analysis until you don't know or you did not understand what are the numbers is telling to us. So that is why it is very important to have the knowledge about all these concepts which we are discussing right now. Okay. Then there is one new integrated reporting as well, where we have the companies has to produce not only the financial information, they also need to produce some non-financial reports as well for the public. For example, how much a company is doing for the environment protection. This is we need to give the as well. How much a company, a business is doing for the betterment of their employees. how much a company is doing betterment for the general public. So all these reports is come under the integrated reporting, both financials and non-financials. Sorry, I just okay. In your case study exam, there will be the 5 core activities which the examiner will test. So we will understand what are those 5 core activities. So these are 5 core activities which will be tested in your real exam. First of all, we need to understand what are the opportunities, and we have to evaluate those opportunities. These opportunities can be maybe you have to enter in a new business. A company, maybe they're expanding into the international countries. Maybe they are opening new branch. Maybe they are acquiring some new businesses. So we have to evaluate those opportunities to add value. Of course, if the opportunity will not add value, we will not propose, we will not we will not suggest that value as well. So as a managers, we have to evaluate these opportunities as well. Then implement senior management decisions. Some decisions normally the senior management they formulate, and they have to implement. How we can implement this will be as a manager task, that they have to implement those decisions in their departments. Then manage performance and cost and value creation. Cost and value creation means that how we can manage the performance of any business unit. For example, the sales of particular department. So how we can evaluate this sales is good. Okay, only sometimes maybe one customer is producing more, is giving you more sales in terms of revenue. But when we analyze that, maybe he is not generating the enough profits for you. Why? Because we have to incur a lot of cost to produce that revenue. I can give you one simple example, that one company, one customer who is ordering 100 times in a year, and with the same revenue, other customer is ordering in 50 orders in a year, but same revenue. Of course, the 50 orders which is sending us will be more beneficial, because we will incur less delivery cost to that customer. So this is the one of the criteria we can see, that how we can evaluate the performance of the particular customer. And similarly, the internal employees we have, how we can evaluate the performance of one of our manager, one of our colleague as well. And measuring those performance, we have different tools how we can measure this performance. For example, financially, what are the measures? We have very widely used measures, like what is the profitability, net profits, E, how much earning before interest and tax we are. EBIT, how much is the EAB? These are financial measures widely used. Everybody knows as well. But now the non-financial measures are also very important. Like the customer satisfaction is one of the critical measure which every business has to be look at. Why? If your business, if your customer is not satisfied, ultimately you will lose as him as a customer, and it will affect to your revenue. Similarly, there are other measures, like as we know that in this business world, the outside environment is changing very rapidly, and to cope that, internally a business has to make some changes. I can give you the example of, like, if you are working in accounts department and you are using some old dated version of accounting software, or even you are using the Excel to create your financials. But when company has already grow, in order to grow, they have to have the ERP softwares. Why? Because it will give you more better way to enter your accounting information. It will give you the better reports, and these reports definitely required to make decisions for the management as well. So if a company will not have those ERP software in their account department, maybe they will not handle the opportunities, or they will not handle the environmental changes in the business world. Similarly, in order to make the more sales, we have to develop our internal infrastructure as well. Like, you cannot maybe with you have one manufacturing concern. If he is manufacturing something, he has one machine to manufacture, but in outside world there are more opportunities to sell those goods, so they need to install another machine as well in order to cope that sales demand in the market. So internally, internal investment or internal improvements of business is also one of the measure of the performance. How much we are improving ourselves, how much things we are doing. So this will be also the performance measurement as well. Then how we can manage the internal and external stakeholders. So stakeholders are very important. Why important? Because all businesses have to, we are businesses, as a business, the employees are your stakeholders, the managers, the directors, the shareholders are your stakeholders as well. Externally, there are customers, they are your stakeholders. The suppliers, they are your stakeholders. Government is one of the key stakes as well. So how we can manage those stakeholders for the business, it is very important. Of course, if we say the suppliers, we have to manage the suppliers by giving them the prompt payments, or with the acceptable terms of payments as well. Similarly, for the customers, we have to do the same, and to government we have to follow the rules and regulations set by the government, especially the taxation laws. We have to follow all those things as well. So the managing of those stakeholders is one of the key activity in this case study as well. As I already told you. So you can see what will be the assessment outcome for the court activities. I can select appropriate capital investment appraisal techniques and apply them in order to support capital investment decisions. including product, service development, digital transformation projects, and acquisitions. This will be related to your P2 exam. This is called performance management. Then I can identify and use relevant digital data source to assist in capital investment decision. Okay. This digital data nowadays very important, and CIMA is the pioneer. They already have this initiative. They introduce this digital data sources topics in their case studies, not also in their subjects as well. So what are the digital sources? We have big data. Maybe you already heard about the big data. This is the combination of different type of information, which contains emails, which contains images, and translate that into data, into the information, is basically very important for any business as well. And there are other sources as well, like the Google search engines. We can get the preferences of the customers, what they are looking for, what type of products our customers or the people are looking for. So accordingly, we can build our products. So it is very, very important to understand the digital sources of the data as well. Pricing strategies, of course, we have to set a good price in order to avail the opportunity of sales. We are not working in isolation. We are working in a competitive environment, and when we are working in a competitive environment, we have to set the appropriate pricing as well. So there will be different pricing strategies. We will study about that as well. So I will move forward now. So when we are talking about the activity core activity B, I can apply appropriate project management tools and techniques to effectively manage projects at the appropriate stage in the project life cycle. So there are different techniques. We will learn about the Prince. This is the project management tool which many businesses use as well to track their projects, whether this project is on track, whether it is behind the schedule, whether the cost is increasing as per the requirement or no, whether it will maybe consume more time, or whether what we are intending to do, what are we doing the same, so that is these factors we need to monitor when we have the project management to manage. I can identify the key product personnel, explain their responsibilities, and set appropriate performance measures. As I told you earlier, CIMA will not only give you the financial information, financial knowledge. They are also giving you the knowledge about the HR as well, about the different departments like administration. They are also giving you how for this sales we can generate more sales based on the financial information. So how we can explain the responsibilities of the HR manager, how we can tell them that how performance will be measured as well. Then how we can manage the risk, what are the techniques we use to manage the risk as well, from identification to the managing of the risk as well. These are all 4 things I have already explained you. Okay, These are the things which will be included in your study material when you will be enrolled as in a Berkeley. So these all things we will provide you. First of all, this pre-scene case. This pre-scene case, as I explained to you, this is the they will create a company for you. They have created a company for you, and they will perform. They also CIMA send normally around 40 days before the examination for the students, which every student have to read a lot of times, because all these information which are mentioned in this case study pre-scene is very important, this pre-scene case, because this will give you the all the information about a company, what is the business, what is the industry, when they have started the business, what is the current structure of the business, how many products they are offering, what are their markets, who is their competitors, what are the roles or responsibility of the directors. This is all information you will get from your pre-scene case, and you have to act that you are working in that company as a manager or as a management accountant or as a finance manager. You are working there, and you have to fit yourself into this company. Of course, when you are working in a company currently, like I am working in a company right now, so it is very important for me that I have comprehensive knowledge about my company, what we are doing, like where we are doing, what is my company structure, who is my CEO, who is my chairman of the company, who is working what is my team, and what is my responsibility. So it is very important to have this. Then we will give you the Kaplan case study analysis. This Kaplan is the study partner of the CIMA, and over the years they have done excellent job in order to support the students to pass their exams. And this is the one of the best study partner from the CIMA as well. They will give we will give you the analysis which done by the Kaplan. We will discuss all these analyses, these scenarios with you as well, and we will explain those analyses with you as well. Then we have our own notes which we already made for you, and these are also very important, and it will be very helpful for you as well to get the information required, how to pass this exam, what are the requirement you need to know. The most important thing is this mock examination. These mock examinations are like real exams which you will be having in your exam. It is 3-hour exam, as your exam will also be 3 hours, and these mocks are, you can say, the key to pass this exam, and very important. We normally give you 7 to 8 mocks, and it will depend on the students, and if we can give you the more mocks as well. Okay, not only will give you the mocks, we will also check this mock, and we will provide you our feedback as well, because without giving feedback whether you are going on right track or no, it will not be possible to achieve your goal to passing this exam. So our examiners are very well trained, and they will check all the criterias which in real exam will be checked. So that is why this mock examination are very important, and if you do as much as mocks, your passing of this examination will be very high, and we always achieve almost 100% passing because of all these materials when we'll give it to you. Okay, this is the pre-scene, which we call it the case study, or you call it a replica company. This is the piping which basically they will give you the introduction of this. It's around 22 pages case study, and you will understand what is this company, what is the industry, and what is the process of growing and processing the tea leaves, because this company is related to the tea manufacturing and tea selling as well. So they will give you all the information, how they are growing and how they are processing the tea leaves as well. Then the tea consumption, of course, every business is exist because of the customers, and we need to understand that how much is tea consumption overall, how much we are contributing to fulfill that consumption as well. So then there are different products, of course. There are different type of tea available as well as black tea, and some, there are different type of teas as well. Then marketing and distribution, like this company, how they are doing the marketing and what tools they are using for the marketing, and what are their distribution channels, which channels they are using, and or how we can improve those, all these things. Then social responsibility, that whether we are doing good for our employees, whether we are doing good for the overall public as well, because social responsibility is also very, very important aspect as well, that every business has to be very much social responsible. Then the management structure, the board combination, how much the executive directors working in a company, how much are the non-executive directors, who is the chairman of the company, who is the CEO of the company. This information is very important to have, because all businesses are basically run by the directors. Like in USA, there is the Sarbanes-Oxley. In UK, there is the UK corporate governance. These principles we need to understand. So, what is the business model of this piping company? We will study, we will understand, we will analyze all these points, all these topics in detail when we'll start our session. So also there will be the extract from the piping annual report. Normally they will give you 2 years reports, because we have to compare whether we grown from the last year, whether we are not achieving our goals. So this is the annual reports. Also, they always in case study the competitors annual reports as well. Why it is important to understand what is the position of our company with respect to the competitor, whether we are doing better than the competitor, whether our competitor is doing better than us, and like different approaches you need to understand, and what the strategies our competitor is doing, and what is the reason their number is changed, what is the reason why our numbers are changed. So this we will discuss in detail in this session, upcoming sessions. Then the news reports. These news reports are basically what's going on the environment in the real world. Maybe government is putting some new laws they are bringing, which will impact on our business. As I told you, the external environment always impact to our businesses, and this one of the medium of information is these news reports. As I told you, this will be the full introduction they will give you about, and you are working as a, you can see, you are working as a financial manager at a piping head office, your primary responsibility are associated with management accounting, and you report to Chana De Silva, the name of that person, who is the senior manager and who directly reporting to the finance director. As most of the companies, this is the same hierarchical structure that if you are working as a financial manager, you are reporting to your senior boss, and they are reporting to the and if it will be the strategy level case study, then you will be reporting to the finance director. So right now, this is the management level case study. In management level case study, you are reporting to second to the management. So what will be the exam strategy? As I told you, we have to read and memorize the important facts of the preceding case study. The case study which we will provide you, you have to read it out, and you have to memorize some important facts. So what are the important facts? That, of course, what is our business, and what are our products, who is our competitor, who is our chairman, who is our finance director, who is our HR director, who is the non-executive director, what is the role of the risk committee, what is the role of the audit committee. So we need to understand all these facts in the case study as well. Then these Kaplan case study notes analysis, you have to memorize some critical analysis which they have given, and this analysis related to some financial interpretation of the figures, like how much is the net profit ratio, how much is the GP ratio, how much is the gearing ratio. We need to understand all these different facts which will be the Kaplan has given to us. Similarly, Barclays study notes by heart by reading it at least 2 times. Like you have to read it out 2 times, 3 times in order to understand all these concepts. And mocks, as I told you before, these are very, very important. These mocks exams are very, very important. So what is the purpose? If you will just read it out, this text, you will understand the knowledge or technical knowledge which we acquired by studying these 3 subjects which I am discussing, E2, P2 and F2. We have to demonstrate into our case study. The application of these technical things we have to do in the case study exams. And if someone is from the background which they did not study these subjects, it is also okay for them as well. Why it is okay? Because all these things which we discussed in these subjects, we are already doing in our real-time task. For example, if I am working as a finance manager, I know that how to prepare the financial reports. I know that what is the costing method I am using. Similarly, I know that how I can interpret these figures to my management in order to make decisions. So all of those who are from different background, maybe some are chartered accountants, some are ACCs, they already knows of all of these things as well, which we are discussing. Of course, we will give you the important topic knowledge as well, which are maybe the knowledge which you already have. We will give you that knowledge as well. Okay, this is the examination structure. You need to understand this examination structure is very well. Why? Because there will be 4 sections in your exam. Total time will be 3 hours, and each section will be 45 minutes. And under this section, there will be 2 sections. In second, 3 sections, 2 sections, 3 sections. And this formation can be changed. Where we have mentioned number of subtasks, this formation can be changed. Maybe In first section, you will have 3. Maybe in second, you will have 2 subsections. But overall, all section will be 45 minutes each. There will be 4 sections. And one more thing, which is very important to understand for you as well, that after 45 minutes, you have to complete this section within that 45 minutes. And after 45 minutes, this section will be disappeared from your screen. You don't have time to go back and rewrite again. So this is the structure of, and this information is very important and critical for you to understand. And to cope this issue, we will give you a lot of mocks which you have to complete within this time, and because of that you can handle the real exam as well. So similarly, they have given you the percentage of the marks as well. Accordingly, you have to give the time, you have to allocate your time to your answer. For example, in section 1, section A is 48%, section B is 52%, so there is slightly difference. But when you will see in section 2 and section 4, they are 30%, 40%, means you have to allocate your time according to the percentage. And this percentage will also be given in your real exam as well. Before starting, you understand this is the structure. So accordingly, you will give the time. Because attempting all these tasks is very important to pass. Because if you miss, maybe you will spend more time on section 1 and section 2, and the 40% of the C section, maybe you will not give the appropriate time, or you will give less time. It means that you will get less marks from that. So planning of your answer is most important, and this will, the mocks when we will give you, this will help you. And I will also tell you how we can achieve these, how we can manage this time. I can also guide you as well, because I already passed this exam and I know how to do it. I also trained a lot of students. I help them to pass this exam, so I can pass my experience, my knowledge to you in order to handle this task. So this is the screen of your real exam. You will see there is you will have this same way of screen, and there will be the pre-scene also available there as well. But we do not recommend to you to see the pre-scene at that time, because you will not have much time to see that pre-scene. That is why we always recommend that this pre-scene you have to read as much as more time. You have to memorize the facts. You have to memorize what are the analyses you have to understand, and this will be the part of your course with us. So this is the marking. For example, if you will not write anything, of course you will not get any mark. Similarly, they have distinguished in 3 different levels. In level 1, if you will write a very less limited extent the financial benefit of investment, so you will get from 1 to 3 marks, which of course is not enough to pass your exam. Similarly, the second level is you have clear and sensible manner financial and other business benefits of investment in, so you will get 4 to 7 marks. Just imagine these all levels when you are working in a company and you have to present any financial information to your managers in writing. So of course your first task will be what your manager have asked to you to present. If you will present properly, that your manager will understand what you are presenting and what he asked to you to present, it means he will be satisfied. Similar thing here in these 3 levels as well. If your answer will be properly explained, properly designed, you will get maximum mark. It will be less, accordingly you will get your marks. But we always want to you, we will train you that how we can get the maximum from these answers. Okay, how you can pass the exam, as I just explained you as well. In your exam, don't speed read during the exam. Why? Because when you read very fast, maybe you will omit some information which is very important. I always say this thing to my students, to all my colleagues. If you understand the question properly, the what is basically examiner is asking to do, your passing of your exam will be greater. You mean said the 50% of your task is already done if you understand your answer. What is the requirement? It is very important. Remaining you can do when you are answering that question. Be relevant. It is very important as well. As you see that this very limited time, 45 minutes, and you have to complete 2 tasks or 3 tasks. So if you will go irrelevant, definitely you will not get any marks. So you have to be very specific, very relevant to the question. Then you have to do a lot of practice mocks, which I told you before as well. So how much is enough to write? Of course, this question will be in your mind as well, that how much I have to write to pass the exam. So 3 to 4 points and explain them. It will be enough to pass the exam. Don't need to write 5-6 points. No, 3 to 4 points will be enough to pass the exam. Of course, one-line paragraph does not look professional when you are writing something. Even when we are writing emails, these emails should be well formatted and the paragraph should be the adequate length as well. Yes, very important. You have to answer all the requirements, because if you skip one requirement, it means that you will not get a single mark from that as well. So try to give, your goal should be that I have to answer all the questions which they have asked. So this I already told you, this 4 section, 45 minutes each. Pre-material on case study will be provided in advance, which we have already discussed with you. And there will be 4 windows per year. This is from February, May, August, and November every year. It will be human marked, and you will get the pass or fail results on basis of, and your passing number is 80. If you score 80, you will pass, and this 80 is basically from 150. It's not from 100. So these are the case studies we have. We are now in this middle one, May 2020 and August 2020. So it will be from the same pre-scene. So these are the dates for your exam. 17th, it will start from 17th, and the exam booking is already open. It is open since February 2, and it will be remain open till 2nd of August, and your exam result will be on October 6, 2022. So you will give the exam in their different, we have different centers in PSN. We will guide you further about it as well. And even you can appear in your home, from your home as well.
Okay, great, everyone. I'm happy that you have listened to the full. I hope you benefited from all this introductory session. And you have our contact. You can communicate with us. We can also communicate with you. We will be sending you a lecture plan so that if you would like to have a look how the lecture plan looks, And of course, if you would like to take it further, we are ready here to take up with you. I hope you enjoyed your session. Thank you, Asif, very much for this detailed introductory. And we hope to see you soon, all of you.